I regret falling in love with a mama's boy. I was 27 years old when I started dating my boyfriend in 2015. We dated for 3 years and then he asked me to marry him, which I accepted. He told me that his mother wanted him to give her a grandchild before she died, so he suggested we stop using protection. We started having unprotected sex and I got pregnant. When he told his mother about the pregnancy, she started doubting it. When it was time for me to give birth, his mother took me to her village. I gave birth to my child through a difficult operation. When he called me through his mother's phone, he said, "My mom said you couldn't give birth to the child yourself and that's why you had to have an operation. Now you're not a complete woman." I kept quiet. I asked him when I could go back to my house, and he asked me to wait. I gave birth to a baby boy. Normally, a baby boy is circumcised 7 days after birth, but his mother refused, saying she wouldn't circumcise him until he was 15 years old. I became uncomfortable and started talking to my boyfriend, telling him our son needed to be circumcised. He asked me to wait, saying he would talk to his mom later. I stopped eating and talking to anyone. Seeing how uncomfortable I was, they decided to circumcise my son after 1 month. It was so painful for my child. They didn't take him to the hospital for the procedure. Instead, they called a man to do it at home. The man did it wrong, and my son was in pain for 7 days. Eventually, they had to take him to the hospital, where the doctor got angry and performed a second circumcision. My son was in so much pain, and I was in pain too, especially since I had been operated on and wasn't taking care of myself. My body started decaying. I called my boyfriend on a video call and showed him my decaying body. Only then did he call his mom and ask if I was going to the hospital for checkups, and she said no. My boyfriend is the type who listens to his mother and does whatever she says. Now, I'm 35 years old. Since he traveled overseas, he hasn't come back. His mother found someone else for him to marry over there, and he now has a child with that person. Yet, he always tells me to wait for him, saying he'll see if he'll marry me when he comes back. He uses phrases like, "If I come back, I would check if I will marry you." It's clear he's not sure if he'll marry me or not. I tried my best to convince him to ask his mom to take the child with her because she and his sister were staying together. They loved my son very much and were well-to-do. They would give him the best care. Luckily for me, they accepted and now they are with my son. I usually visit once in a while to see him. He lives abroad, but he doesn't take care of me or our child properly. When I was with my child, he would give us only 15,000 naira a month for our upkeep. When I told him the money wasn't enough, he didn't do anything about it. Since I gave birth 3 years ago, I've had many suitors, but I don't know if I should wait for my boyfriend to come back and decide or move on with my life. I love my son so much and don't want him to be alone in his father's house. I want him to have siblings from the same mother and father, and I want to be married properly. I don't want to be a baby mama. I don't know what to do. What do you suggest I do? Please subscribe to my channel for more true life stories. Thank you.